Trump came out yesterday in response to Keir Starmer announcing the news that the secret message that King Charles is going to bring next week to President Trump at the White House is an invite to be a member of the British Commonwealth, an associate member. Being an associate member isn't just ceremonial. And the fact is that means you are affiliated with the British Empire and that the sovereign head of that is the King of England. And King Charles wants carbon taxes, world government. He's a huge WF globalist. So America is 1776. Research the contracts. I'm an expert on this. For 800 years, I've trained Jedi. My own counsel I'll keep. For some of the people down there saying, calm down, settle down. I want sovereignty for America, and that's what Trump's all about. So I love Trump. I support Trump. I'm pretty sure Trump's just being friendly and being nice, and I'm just being very clear that we're having a cultural 1776 worldwide right now. And people don't want to be under the old empires of the EU and the UN, and it was all created right after World War II, the NATO. And I like Trump. He's doing all the right moves. So I'm sure this is going to end up being some, maneuver he's got doing this because the UK knows they're done. We need to liberate the UK. We need to liberate Canada culturally. We need to liberate Germany and the EU like Elon and I have been talking about. Now, if they reformed everything and all the rest of it and made themselves 1776, that'd be different. How about they pledge to hoist the flag of 1776? How about that? Trump's making all the right moves. If it's just ceremonial. 1776 all the way. Never surrender. Ross Jones right on next.
The globalists want Trump, and I'm not saying he knows about it. I'm just saying they want him in there because, and like you've said in the past, when the bottom and the middle of the pyramid are no longer needed, the top of the pyramid wants to get rid of the rest of the pyramid. Get rid of everybody. So with AI, everything coming out, they're not going to need them. And they don't want them challenging the top of the pyramid.
Oh, Trump's brought in for the AI to take over, and Trump's brought in to blow up the bureaucracy and take out all the bad globalists because they're going to build something else on top of it. Trump and Elon and myself and you are dismantling the ideology, discrediting the anti-human ideology, discrediting the depopulation ideology.
It's my honor to welcome three of the world's leading technology CEOs. Harry Ellison, he's an amazing man, an amazing business person.
Trump and Elon and myself and you are dismantling the ideology, discrediting the anti-human ideology, discrediting the depopulation ideology, and destroying centralized AI narratives, though you're going to have Larry Ellison and others trying to inject it in with Sam Altman.
But to announce the largest AI infrastructure project by far in history. Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate.
And the bottom line is, even if you believe you're a globalist, you want to get rid of everybody, they have this big ascension Lucifer is going to give them, as they talk about. You look at it, enough people are awake, they can't carry that out because if they get the blame, they'll never get away with it. And I've said that for decades. That's my plan.
But they have a Trojan horse in all this. As I was studying the Federal Reserve, I have Freedom of Information Act that identified the owners from back then. J.P. Morgan was the biggest owner of the New York Fed at the time.
And it turned out his stock was really owned by the Rothschilds. That's on bank records. It's such an important point. It's the most important point when it comes to temporal operations here on this plane. And evil would like to keep people even unaware of trends and societal system, keep them distracted and dumbed down. But when people do have big awakenings, when their ass is on the line, and that's what happens historically when you get in the bottom of a corruption cycle, they know that's coming. So they know that a big fourth turning was coming. It's here. Obviously, the globalists want to get rid of the bureaucracy now because they're going to have AI. And they were planning to have a great reset and a collapse ahead of the main heart of the fourth turning I talked about this decades ago. And so what our movement's been about is recognizing that. They want to control society so much with conditioning and social credit scores and the rest of it in the human cycle. And that's a Carnegie plan after World War I when they set up the League of Nations, the UN, was to end war. And the bottom line is, even if you believe you're a globalist, you want to get rid of everybody, to have this big ascension Lucifer is going to give them, as they talk about. You look at it, enough people are awake, they can't carry that out because if they get the blame, they'll never get away with it. And I've said that for decades. That's my plan. And I'm like, you better stop it. You won't get away with it. I just went right to that to get enough of an awakening going that you engaged in. You joined me in this mission. You accepted the mission. It was your free will. So there's something larger here. I decided to try to expose their plan, believing that if you understood the compendium, that you'd make the right choice. Now, of course, there's real globalist operatives and satanic operatives all throughout the Trump thing. They're everywhere. They're down the street. They're at 7-Eleven. They're at your church. They're at the house on the hill. They're at the slum, down by the river. So I'm not offering some utopia or claiming I have some master plan and we're going to build something perfect here. I'm not involved in abdication here. I don't give the bad guys the credit for being in charge. First Order exposing the trans cult as an intelligence agency population cult and then banning it basically and calling it out ends it. This is irrevocable destruction of it. And it's the same on every front. And when you see all this good happening, just good, solid goodness, First Order produces more goodness. And it gets better each order, the downstream effects. Evil can have a good effect the way the evil people want it. So I'm seeing massive good First Order developments, and it's the compendium of all those orders of thinking with a spiritual overlay, the space-time continuum, electrification field, communication, transmission, eternal grid.
My concern is that they're allowing this to happen for a number of reasons. They want to lull everybody back to sleep, and they want to, destroy the bottom of the pyramid. Right. So my concern is, once we're winning for say 2 years, then the final push, which is the Trojan horse, is with the Fed.
The policies got right now are good Americana policies, but I think it's healthy to war game this. But you can just do this thing all day long. Well, maybe they're going to do this bad thing in the future. Okay, well, when they do that, we'll oppose it. But it's not a cakewalk for Trump right now. I mean, there are a lot of evil forces up on their hind heels, or on their feet, on the balls of their feet, attacking the living snot out of us right now, okay? So I know when I'm under physical attack, financial attack, and most importantly, spiritual attack. And if I told you the stuff going on, it is out of a movie.
The British are coming. The British are coming. But this time, digitally.